Hey friends, let's tap in for a general all signs reading. We're going to see what's coming out in the cards for us today. All right, we're going to start with the African Goddess Rising cards and we'll transition into some other decks here. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up button for me if you don't mind, as well as the subscribe button to show my channel some support. We're going to tap right in. Spirit, please connect me with my YouTube collective today. Allow me to channel these messages with ease, grace, accuracy, and precision so I can provide the YouTube collective with the insight, clarity, and guidance that they're seeking the most at this time. That will help to align them with their highest selves and their highest destined path. Spirit, we do thank you so much for your guidance, your insight, the clarity that you bring. We thank you for your healing, your protection, most importantly, your love. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, so we have Gangang Sarah coming through. Resistance. I'm getting Saturn transits or aspects that could be kind of making things a bit more difficult right now. So you might be feeling some restrictions, some limitations, you know, at this time. Okay, you might be going through your Saturn return, or you know, it's just making some weird aspects to placements in your natal chart. All right, but there's definitely some resistance here. Interesting, we have Iset surrender coming through, so you're having to just kind of trust in the timing of things. 22 and 44 are both master numbers coming through here. So you know, spirit is behind these delays. Okay, any delays or blockages that you feel like you're experiencing, and you might be thinking like, oh, this is from the enemy, you know, this is from people that are trying to block me and, you know, cause trouble in my life. But I'm actually getting that these delays are from spirit, okay, from the divine. You know, they're wanting you to kind of slow down here a bit. And I don't think it's going to be for much longer. I do feel like things are going to start speeding up. But you've just been in a season where it's just like, oh my God, things are dragging here. A lot of this has had to do with the retrogrades that we had this first quarter of the year. Typically, we have like all planets direct during like the first 2-3 months of the year, but we didn't really get that time frame. We are going to get like a 3-week time frame here. I think we're in it now and like into the first week of May or something like that, but it's not very long. So we've dealt with Mars retrograde right out of the gate coming into 2025. Then we had Mercury and Venus going retrograde as well. They're all direct now. Some of them still, especially Venus, she's still coming out of that post-shadow phase. Mars might even still be coming out of its shadow phase as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. You know, things just aren't really moving as quickly as you would like for them to. It's not that anybody is against you, okay? Even spirit, the divine is not against you either, okay? I just think we've been in a season of like heavy integration. So, you know, this is a time where we're really coming into a deeper understanding of life's lessons, you know, and the various challenges and things that we've been overcoming. I'm hearing character development, okay? So just as if you were like in a video game or something and you have to go through like all these different levels to essentially level up, right, for your character to evolve. Well, that's kind of what's going on right now. All right, we also have Mobokumu representing soul forgiveness. So this might even be a season where you've been kind of avoiding getting into some forgiveness work, whether that's extended towards other people that have done you wrong, or even forgiving yourself. Okay, that could be something that you've struggled with a bit. I just heard repent. I'm not like Christian or anything, but somebody watching could be. So maybe you're like repenting, or what is it when they in Catholicism, where they go to the priest or whatever? You could be doing something like that, or you know, even if you're not religious, just doing something symbolic when it comes to the act of forgiveness. Okay, so you might want to get into some of that work. That could be something that starts to open up the flow of that stuck energy for you there as well. There might be some people that you're needing to forgive. That's kind of creating the resistance in your life. You might even be invited to kind of surrender to how things unfolded with you and those people, and trusting that even those experiences, maybe even as painful as they were fated to happen, right? These were things that were also placed on your path for your soul's evolution. So that's maybe just a perspective to kind of consider here. Somebody could be 22, 28, or 44 years old that's watching this reading. Even if you're not that age, this could still be your reading, okay? For some of you, I'm getting like a lot of motherhood energy. You might need to forgive your mother, or this could be forgiving yourself, maybe feeling like you're not a good mother, you're not doing enough or something like that, or you kind of made some mistakes. You're not perfect, no mother is, so definitely give yourself grace, but there may even be some forgiveness that you need to extend to yourself when it comes to your relationship with your children or your relationship with your mother. Let's see what else is coming through. We're going to transition to another deck here. These could also be significant dates. The 22nd. I'm actually recording this on the 22nd on Earth Day. So maybe things will start to like move forward on the 22nd. And we have the 28th as well. So next Monday could be really significant as well. I think right now, do we have a Grand Cross or a T-square? Something that is going on astrologically. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what we've got going on in the sky. Forgive me, my brain's not as sharp as it needs to be right now. I'm just kind of like... had like a migraine earlier, but I'm feeling better, but still just not as sharp as I could be. But yeah, I don't know, there could be something like a T-square or Grand Cross that's going on astrologically, so look into that too. Okay, we have Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Okay, so yes, like you have those spirit guides that are guiding and protecting you throughout this process. Maybe you even feel like you have been alone, that you have not been receiving spiritual support, but that is not true, okay? I know it might seem otherwise, like everything is kind of stacked up against you, but what if you were to alter your perspective and were to think that everything is stacked up for you, okay? So, you know, for your benefit, for your gain. Maybe ask your spirits that, like, how is this current phase that I'm in my life meant to be of benefit to me? How is this meant to help me grow or evolve or heal? So, you know, these might be questions that you need to kind of grapple with here. We have transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. That's the space that we've been in with the integration right now. It does require you to kind of like slow down. Here, y'all, give me 1 second. My bad, y'all. So yes, that's what I was saying. That's the space we've been in here with this integration, or really transformation, as this card says. There's just been a really deep healing phase that we've been in. So if you feel like, man, I just have not been making any forward movement, any progress in my life, I don't know what's been going on. You have been making progress internally. So much progress, you know, that you aren't really seeing. It's kind of like a plant that is taking root underneath the ground. Okay, so you're kind of in that underground stage right now, but you are getting ready to kind of like pop up like above the ground, above the earth. Okay, so And you're gonna pop up as like a nice little healthy plant because you have been doing all of this work, a lot of forgiveness work, surrender, you know, confronting your own personal like subconscious blockages, things like that. Let's see what we have coming through. We have family. You don't always have to go at it alone. Gather support from friends and family when feeling overwhelmed. This is also a great way to receive help with your goals and practice accountability. Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, so some of you might have been confronting like ancestral blockages and things like that. Okay, family dysfunctional patterns and whatnot, you know, kind of healing some of those wounds. As I was even saying, it could be directly pertaining to your mother, but it could also be father, siblings, you know, other family members where you're kind of healing, you know, from any wounds that were inflicted through those connections. We also have action. Every time I use this deck, this card comes out. So you are the director of your life, and sometimes you have to yell action to yourself. Take the initiative to make progress and move forward with your endeavors. It's never too late to start, and use however many takes you need. All right. So you might feel like you're starting over right now too, building from the ground up. I was just on Threads and saw a guy posting like, hey, you know, I'm 37 and I'm like having to build from the ground up, not pivot, but literally start over from zero again. And like, this is what this looks like. Okay. So he was kind of just sharing his testimony online, but you know, you might be like one of these ages, you could be any age. Okay. And you might be feeling like, damn, like I should be a lot further along in life right now. I should feel more accomplished. I should be knocking out more of my goals. But here I am kind of starting over, like at ground zero. I'm starting over again. Keep in mind that 2025 is a universal 9-year in numerology. So we are definitely still wrapping up cycles this year to make way for 2026, the universal 1 year. Okay. So if things are still kind of like breaking down into this year, just trust that you are on the right path. You know, the universe works in cycles as well, cycles. And the sooner we can kind of embrace the cycles, the easier we can flow with the cycles as well. Oftentimes, the resistance comes from us not flowing with the cycle, not surrendering to where we are meant to be, you know, along the cycle. And sometimes we're meant to be in that really uncomfortable space. We're meant to be in that space where we're kind of working with nothing, it seems, where, you know, it comes down to perspective too. You know, you might be feeling like I'm starting over from ground zero, but you can also look at it like this is a fresh canvas that I'm working with. I get to create like a new piece of art here, you know, a new masterpiece that I get to create on this next phase of my journey. So perspective is huge here. I don't know if somebody is acting or into like the entertainment industry or something like that, but you know, directing, cinematography, whatever. Okay. But that could be significant for somebody out there. We also have magic. You are a magical being with the ability to create your own reality. This involves stepping into your power and believing in your own abilities. When armed with this confidence, you'll create and be a living example of magic. And that is what you are meant to be, a living example of magic. God is using you as a testimony, like for other people, for when their life kind of falls apart and it seems like they've got to start over. You're going to be inspiration for other people when it comes to rebuilding your life, okay, from scratch, from rebuilding your identity from scratch, right? Whatever it is that you're rebuilding here, okay? You are going to be that inspiration for a lot of other people. You already are. You might not even know it. You know, maybe people aren't always telling you that, you know, you're inspiring them, but I do feel like you do inspire a lot of people around you, okay? And believe it or not, it seems like you're navigating through a lot of this stuff with grace, okay? I feel like a lot of people are just like, damn, you know, I didn't even know you were going through all of that. Just the way that you carry yourself or something like that. So, you know, you wear the struggle well. I know you don't want to struggle. Nobody wants to like glamorize that or romanticize struggle, but it is a part of life, you know. It's just a part of cosmic natural order. Like there is resistance in life. It just is what it is. So you know that resistance translates as struggle, right? So yeah, like I get that, you know, people really wouldn't even know the half of what you are struggling with. Let's see what's coming out in the tarot. You are the spell. I'm getting like you might need to work on releasing resistance more. Okay, so looking into like meditation, subliminals, sound healing or something to help you release resistance. The more that you focus on that, the more that your magic is going to start kind of flowing and doing what it needs to do as well. For some of you, I will say, you know, it can be internalized resistance, but it could potentially be resistance that you're getting from your family, okay? I don't know, for whatever reason, they might not be as supportive of you as, you know, you would think a family would be. So that could be something that you're kind of having to work through as well. I heard they don't know any better, so, you know, your family might not be as maybe spiritually evolved as you are, so they just might want you to kind of follow the status quo and do what's normal, kind of do what everybody else has done in the family, but you're meant to be a pioneer. You're meant to kind of create your own path here. Yeah, as the Knight of Wands, you're extremely creative. You have like a lot of really great ideas. You're someone who lives like off of inspiration. You know, that's what you're meant to do. You're meant to kind of go where you feel lit up. You're meant to go where you feel excited, okay? What makes you feel like curious and adventurous and just high vibrational, like that's kind of where you're meant to be. Also with the Knight of Wands, you could move around a lot or things could change for you a lot, okay? You might not have as much stability or security as maybe some of these family members do. But once again, that's not meant to be your path. It doesn't mean that you're meant to struggle financially your whole life, but you are also probably not going to be making money in a very traditional way with like, oh, I just work this 9 to 5 and that's like my only source of income. The Knight of Wands is typically a hustler, okay? So this is someone that probably has like multiple jobs, okay? You know, just different things that they got their hands in. So you might be that kind of person too, because you are so creative. You can make money doing like a lot of different things. So I'm getting that coming through here for you as well. I like the Knight of Wands too. There's no resistance with the Knight of Wands. So there is an element of things getting ready to just kind of start opening up for you, where they have just kind of felt really stuck. It's like, damn, about time, you know, things are just flowing in. And you might even feel like, man, I'm getting ready to take off. Like it's going to be that kind of energy as well. You know, speaking of takeoff, we've got the Migos here, rest in peace, to take off. I don't know if somebody's a fan, but yeah, it's coming through. Yeah, we got the Fool. You got a brand new beginning that is coming your way here. This is also just like a really different archetype. This is something that I have personally been embracing a little more. If you have been following me for a while, you know the Empress is my favorite tarot card, but recently, like within the past several months, I have been drawn more to the Fool, okay? The Fool is someone who takes risks. They take chances. And yes, to be completely honest, they look foolish to a lot of people, like from the outside looking in. I'm not gonna say to everybody, like, but some people on the outside looking in, they're like, I don't know what you got going on. Like, it don't really make no sense. Like, you very different. I don't really get it. Scratch my head, okay? So you have people that look at you like that, but then you also have people that look at you like, wow, like you're fascinating, you're intriguing, like I am inspired, I want to know more, I want to learn what you know, like, you know, stuff like that. Okay, so you know, you can have like those very different responses that you get from people. You are someone that is just like very free spirited. You don't fit into the box per se. But yeah, some of you are definitely going to have a new opportunity that's coming in for you. A nice little reset that you're about to get here. So congratulations. This could be a new job, a new home, a new environment that you're moving into. You might be relocating for some of you. This could be, I don't know why I'm getting traveling, like being nomadic. That might be something that you're exploring as well. Being maybe a digital nomad or something. It could even just be your approach to life where you're just like, yeah, like I don't have a care in the world. The Fool isn't worried about resistance or anything like that. They're just in this total state of surrender and trust when it comes to the universe. They know, like, I'm the universe's baby. Like, I'm going to be taken care of. So it's something about you needing to recognize that about yourself as well. Like, you're taken care of. Maybe in ways that your family didn't take care of you. Okay. Yeah, Queen of Cups. I love it. In that space of surrender. Just look at the body language. Look at it, you know. They're just like, yo, you know, you got it. I'm trusting that everything is falling into place the way that it needs to. Things are kind of working out in divine timing, like all that good stuff, okay? The Queen of Cups is someone who's very much like, she needs that reminder to focus on her own healing because she has the heart for people and pouring into others and healing others, but sometimes at her own detriment, okay, where she's forgetting about herself. So you have been in a space where Spirit has maybe even isolated you a bit. And it's because, you know, Spirit knows how you pour so much into other people, that you need to like also pour into yourself. So it's kind of been the season that you've been in here recently, but you finna be nice and filled up, overflowing here. And things are about to start opening up and moving here for you. Really quickly, okay? Like, I feel like we're in this little, the Fool kind of reminds me of a little portal that you're literally about to just like drop into, and it's going to start opening up just this flow of opportunities, of abundance, of prosperity, of relationships, of all the things. So we love to see that. All right, my friends. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this reading here. If this resonates at all, please like, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.